We are live on the Internet of Things and board games. There's a lot of board games behind me. I think my screen might be a little off, but I think it's a little bit of like this, but I don't care because we are doing okay. Is there sound? Let's see if there's sound. I'm just gonna. Might be a little. There is sound. Okay, so there's not gonna be a Board Gaming Ramblings video without doing an actual Board Gaming Ramblings introduction, so let's do it. Hello everyone, this is Johannes and you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings and we are live with Ramblings of the Week. I've just decided to do this live just because I want to try it out, because live streaming is something that is kind of fun. I think I'm just starting to venture into, and it's a lot of fun working with the software, working with everything, trying to make it work, like working things. So that's why we're doing this. Mostly, probably you're gonna watch this afterwards, and that's okay. There's actually two people other than me watching. There's Board Game Fangirl who has said she's in the chat. There's also one mystery person, which I do not know who is. If the mystery person doesn't wanna let me know who that is. So basically this is just gonna be a short video with some channel updates, and let's get it started. Basically, that's something I'm saying a lot lately. Basically, this is a video about Ramblings of the Week. So let's go. First of all, sorry about the lack of videos. There hasn't been a video since last Thursday. I wanted to do a video on Saturday and Tuesday, but I was off for work and I didn't have the time to finish the videos beforehand. So I'm really sorry there was 2 days with no videos. Today is Wednesday, that means there should be a video tomorrow, and I'm gonna do my best to have some kind of small review out tomorrow. And then it's Saturday, which should be a top 10, and that's a cool thing because it's soon time for Essen. And that means there's a lot of games to be excited about. I'm super excited for Essen. Like, if you're going to Essen, let me know and I want to meet you. I want to meet all the people who's going to Essen. I am going to do a top 10 anticipated games. Hopefully that's going to be ready for Saturday. That's my plan. I'm going to babysit my nephew the whole weekend, but I'm going to try to get it done before that so that I will get that out on Saturday. And that's basically like the channel news. Like next week I'm gonna hopefully go back to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for more reviews next week. I have a pile of games that I want to do reviews for. Most of them are kind of not like the hugest hotness, but the games I got some review copies of, and other games that I have played that I want to express my thoughts about. So, couple of games I've been playing, like that's what we usually do on Hello Ramblings of the Week. Couple of games I've been playing. First of all, one thing I want to address is that I have played Everdell a couple of times after I did the Everdell First Impressions. And the reason why I did that was because I didn't play the game right, and I really made a mess out of that review because I had such a horrible time with it. I felt it was a horrible game. Then I played the games with the actual rules, which should be like something that should be mandatory when playing a game, is to play with the right rules, because then you would probably have a better time, and I did have a better time, so I'm gonna do a review for that next week, an actual review of the game the way I feel like it should be. So like, I'm really sorry for that. First of all, if you see this and you saw my Everdell First Impressions review, I'm really sorry I was so harsh to the game. It's still not my favorite game, but I liked it a lot more. I liked it enough to play it a couple more times and to actually make a review, so I'm going to do that next week. Other than that, I got in a review copy of Symphony No. 9 from Moa Ideas, and we're playing that a couple of times. Really interesting game from them, like with different mechanics, really working well together. I'm going to do a review for that hopefully next week as well. Another game you can pre-order for Essen. And Essen, have you guys been checking out the Essen thing? Because that is amazing. That is just like beautiful. So many great games. One thing that is really different for me this year, which I'm gonna touch on also in the top 10 anticipated games, is that there's a lot of the hottest games that I already have on the way from Kickstarter. So most of the like hottest games on Board Game Geek, on the tool on Board Game Geek, is basically Kickstarter games. I have so many games coming in from Kickstarter. I think I have like 20 games coming from Kickstarter that are Essen releases that I'm really excited to play. Also, I do have some I just got a question here or something here. So I do have some games I'm also really interested in that is not coming from Kickstarter, but other than that, it's just a lot of Kickstarters. But I'm really unsure if I want to do like a Kickstarter, take up all the Kickstarters, or just name all the Kickstarters and then do a top 10 anticipated games of games I'm actually gonna pick up. But I'm probably just gonna do like a top 10 games from the Essen list that I'm really, really looking forward to playing. And there's a bunch of them. I cannot wait to go there. And that's the end of what I want to say. I'm going to read this comment here. Board Game Fangirl says, I did see your Everyday first impressions and it surprised me that you did not like it very much based on what I was seeing from others. Yes, and it might be because I didn't play it right. That is probably the reason why that happened. So, there's 2 people watching now. If any of you have any questions, now is the time to let me know. If you don't have any questions, I'm gonna end this Ramblings of the Week video. And also, like, if you're watching this after the fact, please let me know. Does this work, like this live thing? Because if it does, I might just do some of the Ramblings of the Week videos live and do them like, if people want them, I will do them like, trying to do them at a specific time so you can come and watch, and also we can do some mini Q&A if somebody actually have any questions they want to ask me. I don't know what kind of questions those would be, but yeah, so I'm just gonna see if there is. What is your regular job? What do you do for your work? That is actually an excellent question from Board Game Fangirl. So, I'm self-employed. I work as a magician and an actor and a comedian. That is basically what I do. I do a lot of musical work, a lot of plays. I also drive around in my country and do magic shows for kids, for families, for corporate, all that stuff. Also, recently I started doing escape room work. So we are Sunniva and I are designing escape rooms, and we are just in the middle now of starting up an escape room company, which is gonna with another colleague who is a lot better at administrative stuff, which I'm not really good at. So we are planning now to open up like a bigger escape room facility with more escape rooms, and also expanding to other cities. So that is basically what I do. So, Board Game Fangirl is doing some more questions. How did you meet Sunniva? So yeah, okay, let's do personal things. So, if you don't care about these questions, you can stop the video now, and I'm gonna answer some questions. I'm just gonna sit here because it's live. It's great talking to a camera. How did you meet Sunniva? Basically, this is kind of, I've said basically again, stop saying basically, it's not something you should say. I met Sunniva. It's kind of strange actually. I started off a stand-up group in here in my home city, and we were actually doing a stand-up course. And a friend of Sunniva, she wanted to go to the course, but she didn't want to go alone, so she brought Sunniva, and we started talking, and it's been 6 years. That's like the short story. We knew each other like before that we existed, because she also did some acting and I did acting, and she knew who I was. I knew who she was. But that was the way we actually met, like 2 people meeting, and now it's been 6 years. And yeah. So that's that. Like, this is the strange thing about these live videos, is that I'm gonna have to take some breaks and see if somebody is writing something. But if there's no more questions, there's another mystery watcher now. If there's no more questions, then I'm gonna log off. We're gonna give it like a couple of seconds to see if there are some more questions. Bam, bam, bam. I'm just gonna do a little dance. It's live, so you can't stop me. I can't edit that. That's the horrible thing about live things. I'm gonna do strange things, and then I can't edit them out. So yeah, seems like there are. Okay, there's coming more. This is starting to be non-board game related at all. What is your favorite food? This is kind of strange. What is my favorite food? Like, that's a hard. It has to be something as boring like Norwegians are really, really fond of eating tacos, but we don't really have a lot of taco shops like Taco Bell or stuff like that. We are like really, really. The Norwegian taco is like really specific. It's a tortilla usually, or a taco like a crisp. I don't know what it's called, like a shell, a taco shell. where it's meat and it's some vegetables, and we have all these like taco mix spices. Basically something called like the Friday taco, which is really really popular for families. Most people do like a taco every Friday. I would say taco is one of my favorite foods. Yes, and also I like pizza but that's like a really boring thing. But there's also like some Norwegian things called like cheap in, what is it called again? Like it's not a cabbage, but it's called kål in Norwegian. So you can go. It's called fårikål in Norwegian. So you can go and actually Google that. It's FAR. No, it's FO. That's a letter you don't even have. So good luck actually doing that. And also we have a Norwegian thing called smalahove, which is basically a sheep's face. I haven't eaten that. I don't want to eat that. Norwegians are strange people who just had to eat what they had because it's cold here, so we had to eat what we found. And like after they ate the whole thing, then after they ate the whole sheep, it was only the head left, and they ate that as well. So here is something that is. Okay, this is a pretty cool thing. Board Game Fangirl, which is watching still, it's pretty cool. Like, there's actually 2 mystery watchers now, but there's only Board Game Fangirl who want to say who she is. It seems like you only like heavy Euro games. I was surprised to see Time Stories as a top favorite. Do you mostly only play Euros? Because Time Stories is an American-style game. Okay, this is really, really interesting, actually. If I had to choose like one kind of game to play and not play anything else, I would like to only play heavy Euro games. But I like games in all the different genres. Like probably I like more games in the heavy and medium to heavy Euro games. But I like almost all games. I do not. Mostly, like with some exceptions, of course, I do not like heavy luck-based rolling a lot of dice and seeing what happens games. That is not what I want to have in games. So I don't really care how heavy the game is. If I feel like I'm doing something that actually gives meaning, if I feel like I'm getting to make meaningful decisions, I'm pretty happy with actually playing most games. Really depending on my mood and what kind of players we play with. I have a board game group that meets every second week in the city. Mostly newer players, so I get to play a lot of like lighter games, but that's great as well because I get some of those for review. And yeah, so my group, like, usually, if we could choose, we would play the heavier Euros, but we like to play all kind of games. So, with Time Stories, I feel like Time Stories is really different, like I said in the top 10 video. Time Stories, for me, is more of an experience than a game. Like, when I want to sit down and play it, I don't feel like, oh, we're gonna play some heavy board games today. It's gonna be board game night. It's gonna be an experience for the players to play. We sit down to experience the story, to experience the social thing together. And of course, that's something you do with a game, so it's really, really a game. But for me, I've always been the same thing with video games. I like to play platformers like Mario and stuff like that. But if I want to use many hours playing a video game, I really want to get a video game that gives me a great story. Like, I've always been really into Japanese RPGs or RPGs in general because I like getting the story with the gameplay. And that's why I like Gloomhaven as much, and also I like Time Stories as much as I do, because it's the story, it's the reveal of the cards, it's everything that just makes the same reason I like Pandemic Legacy as well, because I don't like Pandemic, but I really like Pandemic Legacy because it's the story that drives it for me, the story that makes it so good for me. I hope that answered the question. We're gonna see if there's any more people having any questions. Again, that's kind of a thing I'm saying because I'm just waiting. This is gonna be a longer Ramblings of the Week video, but that's okay because we're live and hopefully somebody will have something, get something out of it. At least me and Board Game Fangirl are having a good time, so yay! Okay, let's see if there's more questions coming, or else I'm gonna stop it now in a minute or two. I'm really excited for Essen. Like, I'm starting to get really excited. I started to go through the list, and there's so many good games. Or hopefully good games. Like, that's one of the strange things with Essen, that you You don't really get a lot of information. It's not going to be a lot of rule books. It's just going to be like, oh, this game looks cool. I'm going to get it. Okay. Looks like... I hope I answered your questions like you wanted them answered. And I hope you got your answered. No, I hope you got your questions answered well. That's basically the same thing said twice. Okay, so no more questions is coming. That means we are going to end this live stream. It was really fun. Like, one thing I really enjoy with this media content creating thing is to interact. And doing these live things, if we can get more people coming on and asking questions, that would be even cooler. Because interacting is really a thing I like. One thing is sitting and saying my what I mean, my different opinions on different games and stuff like that into a camera. That is pretty cool. But getting the comments and getting people interacting is what I love. It's what I want to do with this. It's one of the reasons I do this channel is to interact with people. Like, I can just sit alone and speak with Sunniva about the games, but I can't do that. But I want to get an interaction. So, yeah, that's the end of the first ever YouTube Ramblings video live. That's really horrible. That's the first Ramblings of the week live video. If you enjoyed me doing this thing live, like even if you watched it afterwards or if you watched it while it was live, please let me know. And I will try to do some more live videos like this because it's fun. It's fun just even if it was only... I'm really happy that you were here, Board Game Fangirl, because it made this thing so much more fun for me. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. And bye-bye.